when you really start getting into like the nitty-gritty about Brexit and really following it, sooner or later you will come across the whole Empire 2.0, and many people have said to me, even though we have brought numerous articles on this saying, oh, the British will never do this, this isn't what May wants, this is not what they're going to do, don't be silly, this is just, you know, Project Fear again. So, many of you know Gavin Williamson, a couple of weeks ago now, when this goes out, will have been sacked for his Huawei leaks. And this story came out from Business Insider, and I'm surprised not many other people have been following this, but this is exactly what I've been saying from all these, couple of videos that I've done on this, that a lot of these people want to try and set up Empire 2.0 and have these pie-in-the-sky fantasies that somehow the British Empire is going to come back. And Gavin Williamson is one of these people. Why? Because what's the headline from this Business Insider article? I'll leave a link to it below. But Gavin Williamson wanted to invade Africa and risk war with China, say May allies. So Theresa May's former Defence Secretary, who was sacked this week following a leak inquiry, was dismissed following concerns about his plans to invade Africa and risk war with China. Allies of the Prime Minister told the Sunday Times that Williamson, who is accused of leaking details of May's plans to allow Chinese telecoms community Huawei to access Britain's 5G network, risked dragging Britain into war. The papers report that May refused his request to send Royal Navy warships into Chinese waters in the South China Sea, leading the then Defence Secretary to scrawl, "fuck the Prime Minister," on the accompanying paperwork, which was subsequently reported to Downing Street. A leaked national security document seen by the Times also suggests that Williamson drew up plans for the British Armed Forces to be sent to at least 5 African countries, including Zimbabwe, Nigeria, Kenya, and Egypt. So, for those people who are saying that, oh, don't be silly, Empire 2.0 is nonsense, it's just more Project Fear, you have a guy doing exactly that, sending British forces to invade other sovereign territory. Congratulations, Brexiteers. This is the kind of stuff that you're backing, and apparently your will of the people is also being used to enforce. So, yeah. So, the plans were reportedly for peacekeeping initiatives. However, the Ministry of Defence officials told the paper that Williamson wanted to find excuses to send troops. He added he wanted to invade Africa. He made it very clear that he was keen to send the troops in. The allies of the Prime Minister also briefly said that the paper that Williamson had privately squandered questions about May's personal fitness for office related to her ongoing diabetes condition. Williamson was reportedly heard making the claims the paper reports that one of May's allies said it's absolutely outrageous that he would attempt to use the Prime Minister's health condition against her and to suggest that it makes her too frail and ill to be the Prime Minister. Williamson and his allies deny the Sunday Times allegations and believe that he is being targeted in a witch hunt. It's ironic that an NCS document has been leaked in an attempt to discredit Gavin, one ally of Williamson told the Sunday Times. So, as you can see, this is yet more ridiculousness that is being pushed in this fractured Tory party. One claim... on claims that he was being dragged Britain And the claims that he dragged Britain into a war, another aide said that the fact that so many knives are now out for him shows that he has ruffled feathers in the pursuit of defending the armed forces by sending them to war in the South China Sea and invading African countries. You know, wonderful times. It's like the Empire 2.0. The Prime Minister always found it irritating that Gavin was willing to stand his ground when he thought it was in the best interests of the army by sending them to conquer our former colonies again. Yeah, I'm sure they're wonderful about that. She had never done this for the police when she was Home Secretary, and she couldn't work out why Gavin would do it for the military. Remember, the military's name for Gavin Williamson was Private Pike. And, of course, this leads to the old adage of Captain Mannering saying, "You stupid boy." And this sums it all up. He's just an absolutely stupid boy. Oh. But that's it. I just cannot believe it. That was our Defence Secretary saying this, wanting to invade former British colonies and send in troops. Because what happens when you send in troops? You generally take control. When you take control, that's when you can start exerting pressure on the local populace, businesses, and you can start extracting resources and all sorts of wonderful things that we used to do back when we had the British Empire. And there you go. People don't believe me when I bring up this whole thing of Empire 2.0, but there you have it. It's just Empire 2.0 in a nutshell, and Gavin Williamson was one of the people pushing it. And now we have proof of what he wanted to do. It's just absolutely unbelievable.